Ba-ba-da-bow-bow, Banger Management Fantasy Hockey Podcast. Woo!
Woo! Woo! I love
Josh's face reacting to your woo was priceless. Who's surprised now, huh?
Josh wasn't even supposed to woo after me, and he was still surprised.
I love the energy. It was as if you were saying number 2 again.
Number 2. Man, that just hits.
It really does. Okay, welcome in, one and all, to Banger Management, the Fantasy Hockey Podcast with Jake, Josh, and Kevin.
Woo!
This is the first... Okay, I just want to get slightly off topic for a second. Not that we've even laid out the topics.
We don't even have a topic to get off
What
of.
are the topics today?
Did you guys both watch football on Sunday?
Yes.
I don't. I just do
Josh
hockey.
is a loyal hockey fan.
100% hockey.
Do you have any
Josh is
predictions
loyal
for the...
Josh is loyal to one hockey league and one hockey podcast, and that's it. You will not find him anywhere else doing anything else.
100%. I'm like locked in.
That's fair.
And to your question, Jakey,
yeah,
yes,
do you have any predictions?
I think the Seahawks are taking it. Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm a big football guy too.
Oh wait, do we know who's in the Super Bowl at this point?
Seahawks Patriots.
Yes, we do.
Crazy.
That's when you know you've been spending time on the Discord and just watching hockey and being totally optimistic about your season outlook, right?
Yeah.
That was like the worst I've ever heard in my life. It was like, yeah.
It's fine. We'll find a way.
Yeah, you think Seahawks?
I think Seahawks.
I think after they beat the Rams, like anything's possible.
I mean, they just have such a good offense, and it's funny that Sam Darnold is the one leading it after everything that happened to him. So I'm rooting for them anyways. I do not want to see the Patriots win as a Giants fan. Like, how are they already back here? I feel like I don't want to discredit them, but they feel like they've had a quote unquote easier road to the final, let's say. But that defense is good, and I think if the game wasn't in the snow, maybe it would have been a different game. We'll see. But yeah, anyways.
I like the Darnold comeback story.
Yeah, love the Darnold comeback
story. Is there like a hockey equivalent to the Darnold comeback story? I feel like basically, Josh, this guy was drafted first overall.
No, not first overall.
No, anyway, first round. He was like basically
he was like a top 5 pick.
Yeah, he couldn't succeed on the first team, and then like he had such a bad reputation, went to a few different teams, and went to one team, did really well, then they still traded him, and now he's in the Super Bowl. So it's like a real kind of like underdog story.
He got drafted to one of the worst franchises ever, the New York Jets, and then he didn't succeed there. They like basically they like ruined his career. Yeah, they also just suck. I think everybody can agree on that. One of the worst franchises.
Are they gonna get a lot of love or a lot of hate for that?
He gets run out of town. He ends up getting like 3 backup gigs where he's just like the backup quarterback. He comes in here and there, like shows flashes, and then he does like really well. As the first opportunity, he gets to play a lot of games. Then he gets a good contract. He's a starting quarterback for the Seahawks. It's kind of like a redemption arc where like top prospect sucks, goes to the backup role, becomes a starter again, and does well. So it's like everybody's rooting for him, and I hope he wins. So
this is like Lafreniere getting traded and then like be like winning the Hart and then the Stanley Cup. That's kind of the way I see it.
Yeah, not the Hart, but maybe the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, but even like with like New York, you know what I mean? It's the New York of it all. There's a lot of commonalities. All right. Anyway, just
there's got to be somebody that actually mimics that.
I feel like Laugh is a decent example. Anyway,
I feel like it's more like when a goalie plays so bad or whatever, they become the backup, and then they like somehow work. Like if somehow like Connor Ingram, became like got the Oilers to the cup or something. I feel like that could be like a similar vibe.
Or Stuart Skinner.
Or Stuart Skinner gets the Penguins to the cup. Yeah,
the goat.
Man is on fire.
Yeah. I went into the TikTok comments and really went back and gave some "I told you so"s to some people. And
have we even said what the title of this episode is? Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. Anyway, week 17 news updates and the famous Would You Rathers. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. We are there. rate 5 stars if you like what you hear, and also don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and give this video a like if you enjoy. All the socials are in the podcast description, and be sure to join the Discord community, especially after our very fancy football takes. I want to know what you guys think.
I'm curious. If you're watching this on YouTube, leave a comment on who you think is going to win the Super Bowl, the New England Patriots or the Seahawks. Hopefully we have a lot of Seahawks people that are rooting for the Seahawks in the Discord. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
I don't even know who I'm rooting for. I just found out that that it was happening. So
the only
honestly,
people that root
I'm
for
just
Patriots are Patriots fans, and that's it. Everybody else roots against them always.
Got it. Honestly, for me, I'm just excited. This is my first Super Bowl in the U.S. I'm going to get the U.S. commercials. I'm going to get, I'm going to do all the food and stuff. I'm not sure yet if I'm going somewhere, if I'm doing something at my place, but I'm pretty psyched.
Never had food in Canada before, eh? I see how it is.
No, never.
We don't get that for the Super Bowl.
I'm mostly excited for the commercials. Every year I've tried to like...
A chicken wing?
Yeah, but if it's an American chicken wing, it's gonna be like this big.
Yeah. Show us some pictures.
Okay, let's dive into the news stories this week.
Let's do it. All right, Leon Draisaitl returned from his very short leave of absence and bumped Wallman off power play 1. Everyone was like, Wallman power play 1, we have to pick him up, and it was like, we talked about this. A few days later, he's going to come back, and this is going to happen. So very exciting for us Draisaitl owners. We rejoice. Came back, put up 3 assists in his last game. So it's a good time to have him back. Hope everything's well with the fam. Let's go to the next one because there's not much to say there. Dylan Holloway's day-to-day seems he returned too early from his injury. Jakey rejoices.
He did keep saying that there's no way this was 6 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. It was like 4 weeks. It was way early.
It was not 6.
Yeah. No, he came back early. There, as of the latest coach's comments, Holloway's day-to-day, he had an MRI. Apparently, everything came back fine. So I think it's more just like, guess he wasn't comfortable. So I expect him back before Olympic break. So sometime in the next week and a half. And we'll see if he can get back to his Holloways.
Oh, that was I also
nice.
I do also just want to say that I feel like the Olympic break is kind of like the Christmas break is type thing where if somebody is going to be hurt going into it, they may just be like, all right, let's just hold you out until after and give you the extra rest type of thing. So he maybe timeline wise he could be back before, but like is it worth it for them to come play one game before the Olympic break and then just have the break?
Yeah. For sure. Honestly, as I was just gonna say, as someone who has a bunch of injuries on my team, I'm just like trying to like crawl to the Olympic break and just hope I could come back healthy,
Yeah. It'll actually be good for that if you're in that situation. And the one good thing I'll say, air quotes, about this that he is now not playing is that the original timeline was 6 weeks. It's not as if he came back and it seems like it's a setback. It's just probably like they tried, it didn't work.
I mean, it's a
that's
setback.
Okay. You think so?
I mean, he got cleared to play hockey and was on the ice. Like, teams are not going to joke around with that and put him out there like, oh, let's just see how it goes type of thing. I think he was actually cleared and like wanted to play, and then it just like got worse again. So,
but there's no indication that it was like
setback.
Making it worse by playing is what I'm saying. It's like, oh, the original 6-week timeline, he came back early and now he's out, an extra 6 weeks. I don't think it's like that. I think it's like the original timeline, or maybe he'll just come back after the Olympic break instead.
I mean, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I feel like that doesn't make any sense because like imagine imagine it's 6 weeks. You're saying 6 weeks timeline, and then 4 weeks he comes back, and then they put him on the ice, and they're like, actually no, let's just wait another 2 weeks for the timeline. Like they wouldn't have brought him back unless they thought he was healthy. So
okay, so you think that he may have? You think he may have like gotten worse by playing, you're saying?
Yeah, whether that just holds him out for 2 extra weeks in the initial timeline, that's fine. But I think they're not going to bring him back unless they thought he was like 100%.
I mean, I will say also one thing that the coach said is like, he made a comment how Holloway just like hates missing games and just wanted to be back, So there's a chance that like, I mean, I'm sure he definitely got cleared, obviously, but there's a chance, like a lot of times it's like, how do you feel? The doctor can't know how you're feeling
on everything or whatever.
That's it. Yeah. And he's like, I just want to get back on the ice, and maybe like he should have taken a bit more time. So we'll see. But definitely expect him back after the Olympic break if they decide to keep him out that long. So not out for too many more actual games, even if it's a lot of time. Let's move on to the next one. Mason Marchment returned from injury, returned to line one, power play one. And last I checked, Marchenko was the odd man out on power play one. Last game, I checked the ice time, and it kind of correlates what I'm seeing on Daily Faceoff. Like Marchenko actually was not on power play one last game. Look, there's zero chance that lasts. So that means the unit was Werenski, Marchment, Coyle, Johnson, and Fantilli. Yeah, just that's insane. I mean, look, it's a new coach. They're just trying to throw stuff at the wall, but like this is not going to last. I wouldn't expect that. I would expect Marchment to stay on it though. I expect Coyle or Johnson to be the odd man out.
I think Johnson gets bumped, and I think Coyle keeps his spot. Coyle's been really hot. I think we saw Johnson already. Like he's not news topic in himself, but we saw his ice time go back down as well. Like he was playing. We mentioned how the coach was hyping him up and giving him 20 minutes a night. Then we saw a couple games of like 13 minutes, 12 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see. It'll be one of them too for sure.
Yeah, I can't imagine that Marchenko is not the absolute,
he's their best player.
Yeah, but Marchment definitely has a chance. Taking up the power play aside, he had a monster game against the
3 goals, 1 assist.
Yeah,
that's against Tampa. That's a real team.
Crazy. It wasn't Vasilevsky, so slight asterisk, but like not even, like it's still just incredible numbers.
But still, we need to talk about Marchment because we've gotten so many questions about him. Like, do I drop this guy for Marchment? Like, Marchment's the best player on my waivers. Like, do I use my waiver claim? Like, where do you guys think rest of season could be his value? Because he's slotting into that, Dmitry Voronkov role. Who, he had shots, hits, combo, the power play exposure, like the top line minutes, and he was very solid with it for a while. And then he's fallen out of favor with the coach. Like now he's barely making the lineup. It feels like. Even though last game he played like 10 minutes, it had like a goal, 3 shots, 5 hits or something, and he's still delivering somewhat. But Marchment is in that role right now. I don't see Marchment losing it. I think he's holding it. They traded for him. He thinks he's a good player. I really like him rest of the season. Like he's exposed to top guys on this Columbus team. He's a good player himself. Like, what do you guys think?
I mean, I think it's his place to lose line one, power play one. Mm-hmm. It was wide open, Voronkov was great there. I'm kind of surprised he got bumped so easily. Yeah. But it's also like, it's wide open. Look, the fact that even Marchenko's not power play one right now, which again, we said is not going to last. Like anyone could be anywhere. That works both ways. It works in his favor in the fact that he got there. It also means he could get bumped off at any moment. So that always kind of worries me. But I like him rest of the season. Another thing with Columbus in general is that over the next 5 weeks, I think the next 5 weeks straight, they have a 4-game week. So that's a pretty sick rest of the season hold just for schedule wise. So yeah, no, I like Marchment a lot. I know I've seen you be super hype on him, Kevin, in the Discord and stuff. Yeah. And so far, I don't think I've seen you choose him over anyone that I disagree with. Okay. I still I view him as a guy. He's not a waiver guy. He's like a guy you should definitely pick up. But I don't think he's better than a lot of staples on your team. I'm not trying to get overhyped based on a 4-point game and him being solid start on the new team. Mm-hmm. But I still think he's worth holding rest of the season for sure.
I'm kind of trying to bucket him in terms of who do I think that has been rostered the whole season that Marchment is now better than? And
I mean, my first name pops on my team. I take Marchment over Patrick Kane at this point.
Yeah, I mean 100% with the deployment too. Patrick Kane, he just doesn't seem like he's getting it back in the immediate future. Something would have to happen for things to change.
What about Tippett?
Marchment for sure for me.
That's tough. I mean,
I think the points are just going to make up for any back category differences there.
I'm probably taking Tippett. I'm just thinking about it. If he offered me Marchment for Tippett, I don't think I would accept. But why? I think it's close. I mean, look, I haven't looked at Marchment's game log too tightly, so I'm not sure what his shots hits look like. But I know that Tippett's have been really good. He's kind of a double-double, mm-hmm. and he's randomly has been getting shorties once in a while. Tippett also put up a 3-1-4 game in the past week. So, and like I said, any team where they take their best player off the top unit just makes me think that no one's safe in terms of their deployment there.
I think
not that Tippett's deployment's great either, but yeah.
If Marchment does this stat line, would you take him over Tippett? 1 hit, 2.5 shots, 0.8 points, 0.25 power play points.
I see Tippett as more 0.7, 0.15, so he's losing 0.1 points, 0.1 power play points. and then Tippett's probably similar shots with like one more hit. So it's close. I don't think I'm confident enough in Marchment to say he's going to be a 0.8, 0.25 rest of the season. I think and also the shots, I don't know if he's that kind of shooter.
He's been shooting, like, he's had a lot of games of like 3-4 shots recently. So 2.5 is where I feel like he will end, because like in the past he's been like a 2 shots a game shooter type of thing.
Yeah.
But I also think like Philly, like you have the whole situation there with Tocchet where the ambiguity of where this guy can fall in the lineup too that plays into it. Either way, I think it's definitely worth having a conversation with Marchment, but I like him a lot, and I think if he's like the best guy on your waivers, like I'd try to squeeze him into the lineup. Like
I guess like
what about like a Zucker, like a McCann, like.
I'm taking him over Zucker for sure. I'm taking McCann over him though.
Me too. Same answer. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's worth talking about though, because he's kind of like that bridge. One more Zuccarello.
I'm taking Zook.
I think the reliability of the points there is enough to sway me.
That's it. I like Marchment, but there's still like a lot of guys I like over him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to the next.
Mikko Rantanen returned from injury/illness where he lost a bunch of weight because he had a stomach bug or something. I'm not sure. Some sort of illness. And he bumped Matt Duchene off power play 1. And then he put up a kind of a stinker of a game. I think it's going to take him a few games to get back into it. If this is I think this is the closest to a buy low window you're going to get from Mikko Rantanen. So if you're trying to buy, now's your chance. But it's not like he's been that bad, right? He was just out. So it's something to keep an eye on there.
How do you guys feel about
that game? Like he played 22 minutes. I mean, even though it was definitely a stinker, literally just one shot. I mean, it's still encouraging that he was able to do that. But yeah, I look. I don't know if the manager's willing to sell. You could kind of see that it's a clear, just bad game after being out for a bit. But I don't know how low you can really aim for a guy like Rantanen. You mentioned Panarin as a sell high, right? Like that to me, I mean, it's tough to do that, but I feel like that's kind of one of those things that it's like that's what you'd have to give. You can't just give like a not good player, right?
Yeah, for sure. Like when I said like buy low, I meant like the owner's willing to talk,
Yeah, exactly.
I think we're seeing a lot of people have like a negative sentiment on Rantanen too. Like, I mean, I've just seen a couple people in the Discord be disappointed and kind of already ship him off for guys that I think are just lower quality, like a Caulfield or the Brinkett. Like, I'd much rather have Rantanen. But what do you expect from Rantanen's rest of season pace? Like, I feel like he's a point per game player, maybe slightly above, like 1 to 1.1. But the days of him being like a 1.3 are not there, in my opinion.
I think he could be like
it's still there.
A 1.1 to 1.2, and I think the power play points are going to be really nice. I think that Dallas is due for some big regression power play points wise. Easily, I think he could easily be like a 0.4, 0.45 like power play points. Maybe not easily, but I think that Dallas has that level of power play and he's involved enough. He doesn't shoot much though, so that's always a caveat. And then I think he's randomly a PIMS beast this year, so I expect that to continue.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that he's going to be a 1.2 rest of the season. He's at 1.29 on the season. That's with playing way less games because of way less minutes because of all the PIMs. Like right now, he's on pace for 102 points. If he slows down a bit and he gets 95, okay. But I still think you're happy with the one, and he could get a 1.2.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say though, like I feel like that's taking into account like a lot of his early season production, where Dallas was like blowing people out of the water for like a month and a half, and everybody was like, we saw Robertson be like top player in fantasy. Like a lot of those Dallas guys were like overvalued, I will say, for a while, even though they're still amazing assets to own.
Right.
Yeah, I just think they're due for kind of like, since they've been kind of so bad for a bit, that I think they're due for a big bounce back, so that it kind of evens out to where they should be.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Kiefer Sherwood is expected to return this week. Will be interesting to see where he lines up. I have not seen, I don't know if you guys have gotten any hints or clues of where he might end up. I haven't seen any lines with him involved in them, even though they're expecting him to return as soon as tomorrow. So yeah, I don't know have you guys seen anything about where he might end up?
At the time of recording, I haven't seen anything, but I part of me thinks he's gonna be line 2. That's my initial gut instinct, given like they just traded for him. They want to obviously like get the most out of him. So I think they're going to give him a chance to, especially because this top 6 is wide open, right? So
yeah,
I think they give him a chance.
What about power play?
I don't see power play 1 off the bat. Would I be shocked if he gets an opportunity thereafter? Not at all. We've talked about that already.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
agree. I think line 2, power play 2 is where he's going to start off.
I think that's fair. And I mean, it's not that line 1 is out of the question in the very near future at all, though. Colin Graff is not a staple there at all. Neither is Will Smith necessarily if they think that he can help carry line 2, right? Like they want to actually make a push, and that's why they made this trade. Nevertheless, I think wherever he goes, like he's going to be a monster, even if it takes a game or two for him to adjust.
Yeah.
And we saw other guys that had this top 6, like Chernyshov, are now scratched and sent to the minor. So that's like an empty spot that he can just like bloop, bloop,
Yeah.
and fit right in.
Yeah. And I mean, I will say, like, when Marchment originally got traded to Columbus, we kind of, I mean, I at least, I didn't think he was going straight to line 1, power play 1. But,
Nope.
like, in hindsight, when someone trades for a guy, like someone who's trying to compete, trades for a player and is one of those wide open, top 6s, wide open power play 1s, like, it makes sense that they're going to place them in a place to succeed, right? They want to show why they acquired that player, show like what they can do. So I think there's a chance that Sherwood can get power play 1 and then top 6. Top 6 to me is pretty much certain, and then power play 1, I think there's a shot they try him out there. I mean, they've been messing around with power play units. I know there was at one point they had Celebrini on power play 2. Like it's the same thing as Marchment, as Marchenko being on power play 2. Like it just seems like it's one of those teams where the coach is willing to just throw anything at the wall. So you get a new player in Sherwood who's been good and clearly they wanted him. Like there's a chance he's on there.
Yep. I'm honestly really excited to see what he can do on the ice.
Yeah. Clear some room for Celebrini so he can finally show us what he's got.
Maybe Celebrini will start scoring less goals and get more assists because Sherwood's got that snipe on him too.
True. All right, let's keep going. Anthony Stolarz returned from injury and should be the 1B to Joseph Woll. And yeah, I think that I still don't see it as a full 1-2. I don't think I think it's 1A, 1B. And I do think Stolarz is a tough road ahead if he wants to try and regain that 1A spot. I think it would take a stretch of really good play from him and really poor play from Woll. It's possible, but with how the Leafs are, I don't really see it happening. So I see him as the 1B rest of the season.
I feel like 1B is also, I don't want to say generous, but we've saw in the past this tandem, like they split pretty 50-50 or like rode the hot hand a lot. I think right now it's like Woll's job and Stolarz is like more of a backup in the sense that he's been he's been the backup before, but I think now it's like really he's backing up Joseph Woll. I think Woll has been like tremendous for them. He'll have his ups and downs too, but like Toronto coming back into this playoffs fight was on the back of Joseph Woll. So
can I give you some names of a couple 1Bs and you tell me if you prefer Stolarz to them?
I love
All right. Would you rather Stolarz or Alex Nedeljkovic?
Stolarz.
I think Stolarz will honestly right now maybe Nedeljkovic, to be honest.
Nedeljkovic, I think, has won 9 straight.
Yeah.
Some a ridiculous amount straight, but he's still only getting 50-50 starts.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting one.
I think long-term, Stolarz has the opportunity to play more games, but I think Nedeljkovic right now is in a 50-50 split. I'd rather have him.
And San Jose is, I think, a better team than Toronto this year, which is kind of nuts.
Yeah.
Another one I had is, would you rather Stolarz or Alex Lyon?
Lyon. Okay, I just need to say this just because whatever. I was debating because like I know we kind of Kevin and I especially both need goalie help. Josh too, but it's an injured situation with Vladar. Yeah. Why is Lyon on waivers in our league? Lyon is so good.
Yeah. I know he's been nuts. I was debating picking him up.
To me. Like I just have the best goalies in the world, and that's why I didn't take him. But Lyon's actually a great goalie. Before his injury, talk about carrying a team on your back. He's really good. So I'd definitely pick him up for all the listeners, like in a deep enough league.
The thing is, like, he's getting a 50-50 split on Buffalo. And it seems like maybe it's not a 50-50 split. And I think UPL is definitely the first name on the team sheet, let's say, and then Lyon will be the second name. But they're both playing really well, and we know, like, we've heard trade rumors in the past too, but they've both had, a lot of success recently, right? Buffalo's been on a streak. So in our league, I'm not surprised because a lot of teams already have 3 goalies, some have 4 goalies, and there's just a lot of good goalies, quote unquote, like good goalies, better situations out there that you could be holding from. Like Like Jakey, who would you drop anybody on your team for Lion? I don't think so. Your goalies are way better.
I almost did, and then I
You
went a
dropped
different
Bussi or
route.
Skinner for Lion?
No, not my goalies.
Oh,
They're
okay.
goats. I would
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I would just ride 3 goalies, but like
Oh, okay.
certainly there are some players on my team, excluding Fabian Zetterlund, who I would drop. That was a joke for all the listeners. But yeah,
last note on Stolars, I got a question in the Discord that somebody was asking me, like, who should I keep on my roster? I have to cut one. I have Stolars, Dostal, and it was Stolars, Dostal, and Vamelka. And to me, I was just like, no doubt you keep Vamelka and Dostal there. Like, even though like both have had ups and downs, they're the main starters on their team. Like, just Stolars in the past has maybe had like really good stretches, but he's nowhere near those guys in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, right, just one last thing on this is like I do think that it's a weird situation with the Leafs because they actually are back in it, like you said, Josh. Yet Wall has lost 4 in a row, playing very well. So they need to do what they need to do for the team to succeed. And I still kind of firmly believe Joseph Woll is better and going to be the guy. But whatever's going to like change the psyche of the team is how they're going to approach it. It's not Woll's been bad. I still way rather Woll. And I do think he will get the 1A. But I was like more convinced recently that he would actually be the undisputed 1 because of the turnaround story. And now they're losing again. So who knows?
Yeah. All right, speaking of goalies, Linus Ullmark returned from his leave of absence and will be back to starting most games moving forward. Do you guys think that Ottawa is shopping for a goalie, or are they just riding Ullmark rest of the season?
I mean, he hasn't played a game yet. He backed up Mads Sogard, the plural of Mads.
Plural of Mad.
Mr. Mads. Sick name
Mad
though. Not related to Mads Mikkelsen in any way, but just putting that out there. I think they're just gonna ride Ullmark. I don't think they can afford to get another goalie when Ullmark is proven to be a good goalie in this league. He's obviously had his ups and downs, but I think Ottawa in front of him hasn't always been great and led to some of those disappointing performances. I think Ottawa needs a lot of help elsewhere. So goalie is definitely their biggest thing, but I think they're going to see if Ullmark can like solve their problems now that he's back from his personal leave, and then we'll see. Would I be shocked if they trade for a goalie after? I would not be shocked though.
Where do you guys rank Ullmark among like clear starting goalies?
This is a tough question.
Would you rather Ullmark or Dostal?
I think I'd rather Ullmark. I think Ottawa's
Dostal's been insane lately.
I know, but he was also like a drop for a month.
Yeah.
So it goes both ways.
He was dog awful for a month.
He was dog awful. We should make a shirt dog awful. I wonder what that logo would look like.
Ullmark or Joseph Woll?
Joseph Woll.
Okay. Ullmark or UC Saros?
How much do you believe in Nashville?
How much do you believe in Ottawa?
I think Ottawa has a run in them, to be honest. I'm going Ullmark, but that's tight.
Okay.
It could be an epic turnaround story.
Could be.
I mean, there's a lot of teams in that division that are fighting. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. But that's just interesting. I think it's an interesting spot. A lot of people are wondering how to value Ullmark. Yeah. And if they should be, if you should be like avoiding him, if you should be targeting him in a trade, if it's just like you have him, you hold him. If not, you avoid him. Yeah, I was thinking of targeting him in a trade, but I wasn't sure if how I felt, honestly.
The ceiling's tremendously high. Would you trade Greaves for him, Kevin?
No,
fair enough.
I'd give Askarov in a heartbeat, though.
yeah. I don't know if I would trade Bussi for him. Like I wouldn't actually, but Skinner,
Yeah.
I
I think that's
would.
close to.
I think I would trade Skinner for him.
Skinner, you're selling high, so
Yeah, I think you can get that done, probably.
Yeah, but Skinner's got that amazing mustache. And so
Yeah.
If he doesn't shave it, or else he loses all his powers.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or 26 pounds of weight. I think we said that in the offseason or something.
Yeah, we did.
Jakey was so high on Skinner being like, he lost all this weight, he's going to be so much faster.
Yeah. And look, he's sick now.
Yeah.
He lost all that baggage of the Edmonton jersey, so now he's doing good. All right, let's keep going. Joel Eriksson-Ek, Jeek returned from injury and bumped Ryan Hartman off power play 1, and Matt Boldy returned from injury and bumped Vlad Tarasenko off power play 1. Two things that everyone could see from a mile away. This Minnesota power play 1 is nuts.
Yeah.
Just that top 5 players is just crazy. I mean, the addition of Quinn Hughes, shocker, right? You have a power play with 4 amazing forwards and no defenseman to man it, and you get the second best defenseman in the league, and all of a sudden, it's insane.
Yeah. I
It's
will
nuts.
say though, you mentioned Hartman bumped off, but I saw Hartman keep the slot, and I saw the coach hype him up too and be like, I really love what we've got from Hartman playing on that top line. So
I said power play 1, not line
I
1.
know. But last I checked, he was still on power play 1
Really?
over Eriksson-Ek, and they had Eriksson-Ek on power play 2. I'm going
Okay.
off memory right
Nice.
now, so maybe it's misleading, but I remember seeing that, so somebody should fact check me. But
I see
think
it as
that Hart-
well. I see it too.
Okay, that's crazy.
Listen,
Damn,
do I
I
think
really
that
should have
sticks
picked him up.
forever? I don't know, but I saw the coach actually hype up Hartman and be like, "Loved what we've had from him, like in this period where we needed him a lot, so he doesn't want to
Just toss him away.
yeah, just
I'm
toss
done
him
playing
away."
with you.
Exactly. I don't want to play with you anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Insert Woody meme here, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, that's kind of crazy. Are you worried as a Eriksson-Ek owner then?
Yes, I'm slightly worried. Eriksson-Ek has a lot more value to him than just being on power play 1, though. So I do still like him as a player, especially in Bangers League specifically, obviously. But yeah, I mean, I thought that Tarasenko would have more chance of keeping, top 6 value ahead of Hartman when everybody came out from injuries, and then Tarasenko was just like, left to the side, and Hartman looks like he's keeping the job right now. So if you streamed Hartman, I would hold on for just a little longer.
Yeah, I mean, hold on until he gets bumped off for sure.
Do you drop him if he gets bumped off but keeps line 1 with Kaprizov and Zuccarello?
I mean, it
I think
depends what you
probably have
need.
better options.
You probably have better options. I mean, in our league, I like that he wins faceoffs from a winger position.
Yeah.
He gets penalty minutes. He gets blocks. So
Yeah.
he contributes
Yeah.
in ways other than points. But if you're looking for points and he gets bumped off power play 1, I'm pretty happy to drop.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Evgeny Malkin is day-to-day with an injury. Anthony Mantha should take his spot on power play 1 if he's out. That's what we saw in the past when he was out for 15 games. It did seem like it was a shoulder injury, which is the injury that he had earlier this season that made him miss a
Yeah.
lot of time. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. He's been maintaining his really good pace. It's really just the injuries that have been derailing him. So, I know we talked about him early in the season as a huge sell high.
Mhm.
And I mean, I still stand by it. I don't like to pat ourselves on the back for injuries because that, is kind of unpredictable. But when you have
Yeah.
a guy like his age, maybe it's a bit more predictable. And I don't know. I don't know what you guys think about the whole Malkin thing. If he's someone you would want to buy low on if he's injured again, or if you're just steering clear.
I never
would
want to buy
not.
Malkin. And the only thing that I want to reevaluate though is that we did tout him as we've seen him before with Malkin in the past season. The guy's almost 40 years old. We've seen him be super hot and then go to straight zeros before, right? So you don't want to get caught holding the bag. But we're at week 17 of the season at this point. Do we have to reevaluate how we feel about Malkin? Is he just a hold for a guy that we can expect to get 0.8 to 1 point per game? Because he's over a point per game pace right now. And we're saying he's saying he wants to play 1 more year with the Penguins. They don't want to actually pay him. He's like, I'll take a discount. They're like, we don't want to pay you a discount. So I don't know what's happening there. Just sign the guy.
Yeah.
But he's gonna take less than $6 million. What are you gonna do? The guy's playing over point per game pace. He's almost 40 and he's played with you his whole career.
Yeah.
I'm getting
No,
Malkin.
it's crazy.
But do we reevaluate? Is he a hole? In my mind, I'm like, this guy's the worst player on your team. Cut him, open a streaming spot, type of thing.
I think he's a hold through this stretch. I think he's been really solid, but it's not a buy at the same time. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but you're right. It's so streaky. It can be so streaky, but I feel like if you already own him, you can't cut a guy who's 1.1 on the season at 1.29 over the past 2 weeks.
When I said that, I meant shallower leagues, a lot of 10-team leagues. It's he's your worst player. He's still great, but that's taking up your streaming spot. Would you rather have a streaming spot where you can stream guys of potentially equal quality for more what you need, or do you rather just hold Malkin through those stretches? He has a 2-game week this week. If you're in a 10-team league, are you cutting
for a Marchment?
Yeah, a Marchment or Who else?
I mean,
A
I'm
Jared
not cutting.
McCann or something, you know, like.
Personally, like as low as I usually am on Malkin, I'm not cutting him for either of those guys. I think like I do believe in the slowdown, but I think when a guy's doing this for this long in the season, you got to hold until the slowdown happens. It's like
Yeah.
don't
Are you still trying to sell?
preemptively. Yeah, 100%. I'm trying to
Yeah,
sell
okay.
like that 100%. But I'm not going to drop him for nothing when he's over a point per game and has been consistently. Like for honestly, this season his biggest issue has been injuries, not performance.
Yeah.
So look, if you don't have an IR plus spot, I'm not holding him as a dead roster spot in a shallower league. But no, I'm definitely not dropping him for like a waiver wire stream just to get an extra game or two out of someone else.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, so I would say like sell, hold, then buy. One last thing before we move on here. And then, by the way, it's a sell, hold, buy. That's like the favorable transactions is what I meant to say.
I would
like,
never
you definitely don't want to
buying.
buy. You could hold, and if you could sell, amazing.
Yeah.
But it's got to be for good value because Malkin's got the name. If he does miss a game or two, what do we think about Chychrun taking a look on that power play one? He's been pretty decent. Three points over his last 3 games, like on a 3-game point streak. He
Like, I
wasn't
think
around his last injury.
Possible, but it just like in the past, it's just been Mantha this season. That's who they go with when Malkin's out. So, and Mantha's been really good when he's had those stretches of getting power play one time. He's actually done something with it. So, unless they're trying to really pump Chinakov's tires and be like reward him or something for playing well, I don't see it going to someone other than Mantha. But it's also like it's Mantha, like he can easily not get it. Like it's not like oh, this guy has to be power play one. Are you kidding me? So it's possible for sure, but I wouldn't bet on it.
I think when we saw Mantha get it in the past, Chinakhov hasn't been on the team, right? So
Exactly.
there's that new element. I think Chinakhov is a guy that they acquired as like a, let's see what we can do here. He clearly wasn't working in Columbus. Give him a fresh start. We saw him be like a talented player before. He's a guy on my watch list. I'm keeping an eye on him. If his role grows, then I'd be interested. But right now, I don't think his role is big enough for me to be interested in for fantasy.
Yeah. Speaking of the Penguins, Erik Karlsson returned from injury and bumped Chris Letang from power play 1. And then Chris Letang returned from injury, but didn't get back power play 1 because Karlsson is back. But seems like seems like most of the Penguins are healthy, but no, Malkin's day to day again. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, if you're a Karlsson owner, you're happy he's back. I had recommended him as a sell high like a month ago at this point, and I hope people sold because Kevin, you're a Karlsson owner. I haven't been following super closely on him, but other than the injury, I feel like he's slowed down a decent amount since his like over point per game pace from a month ago.
Yeah. I mean, you were not going to expect Karlsson to average a point per game pace for the whole season,
and he was at like 0.5 power play points too at the time.
Yeah, it was nuts. I mean, the power play is still elite. Like, they're still a top 5 power play, which is great. In my situation, he's my only power play 1 defenseman, so I'm not really trying to ship him off unless I can get another power play 1 defenseman. But I'm happy holding because I do think Pittsburgh will be a playoff team, and then I want that 5-game week in the finals. So
yeah, that's fair.
As my only power play 1 defenseman, I'm happy with that. But absolutely, if you had Erik Karlsson and you did not sell high earlier, like his value is not where it was, and you definitely cannot get the same return.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tom Wilson returned from injury and bumped John Karlsson off power play 1. And who's on power play 1 now? Is Ethan Frank not on there anymore? Kevin's guy.
He had quite the stretch.
I got burned too many times by this Frank.
Kevin picks him up. He puts up zeros. Then Kevin has to bench him because he had too many C's. Kevin drops him, and then he puts up like a 3-point game.
It's actually unheard of, but no, he's Ethan Frank is unfortunately not a line 3 power play 2 now, I think. So that's fine.
He's no Justin Sordiff, that's for sure.
He's
good.
He's
no Tom Cruise either, so I'm just gonna put that out there. Long gone are the days of being the best Ethan. For all you Impossible fans.
I love Sordiff. I think he's great.
He's been
5
really
points
sick
in his last 3 games. Like,
yeah.
Get out of town. Loki, anyone playing with Wilson is great. And wait till the revenge of Alexi, which is happening.
God.
Oh yeah, I forgot that guy's still in the league.
I'm playing against him this week, so you can expect some big things,
my friend.
Wait, are you
honestly?
actually?
Yeah, I am.
He's coming in on a 2-game point streak. I'm telling you, Alexi doesn't play around.
Oh God. I just know he's getting a shorty against me this week.
He's got 2 goals in his last 2 games. So
that's it.
Over the last 2 weeks, a .43 points per game. So
Damn, he's
you best
good.
believe that's about to double this week.
Yeah. But yeah, pretty great for all the Tom Wilson owners and John Carlson. I mean, we've been saying to sell him for weeks, so hopefully he's not on anyone's team anymore.
Yeah. Also, just one last thing on Protus. He is 1 power play point away from doubling his production on the power play last season. So
there you go.
Wow.
When a guy is so close to that kind of level of production,
I mean, that's like 100% like a year-over-year improvement. So
you have a player on your fantasy team that's getting double the amount of fantasy power play points they had from last year this year. He's 1 away. That's crazy.
I'm loving this. I think you're hopping on the train. I'm just saying he's 4 points away from Dorofeev on the season, so he's getting there.
Dorofeev has like infinite amounts more power play points.
That's not crazy. What the beer bet entailed.
I know. I'm just saying one is way more valuable than the other.
Oh my god.
That's
okay, let's keep going.
He literally has 21 power play points to Protus's 1.
It's a close one for sure.
And with 1 more power play point, Protus will have 2, doubling his total of last season.
Damn.
So there you go.
Listen,
I guarantee you, Dorofeev's not actually. He may double his things from last season, but still, Protus.
But how tall is Dorofeev though?
That's it.
I will beer bet you that Protus gets less than 3 power play points on the season.
Oh
no, that's not what this is all about.
This is a separate beer bet.
This is a points thing. That's what Protus is good for.
Wait, Kevin, would you beer bet Jakey that Protus doesn't get a single more power play point the rest of the season?
Honestly, I would beer bet.
Jakey, you should take that. No. Wow, you don't even think he's getting 1 power play point the rest of the season?
That's doubling his total from last year.
No, that's not his game.
I thought you were a Protus believer. You can't even. You only have the conviction to bet on him getting 1 power play point for the rest of the season. Just 1.
You can't convince me. Listen, that's just not where he thrives. Hagel though, Hagel's been not great on power play, but
look at this guy playing power play 1 on Tampa. I'll take a beer bet. He'll get 1 more power play point.
That's it.
I'm talking about the potatoes.
No more Protus. Bo Horvat returned from injury, and the Islanders decided to split their power play units to a 1A, 1B. We discussed this previously. I don't expect that to last. I feel like that never lasts. But whichever Horvat's with Schaefer, that's the 1 unit, and then eventually they'll realize that it's dumb to split it, and they'll put Barzal back on there.
Yes. That's exactly what happens all the time, literally.
Yeah. Mason McTavish is out with an upper body injury. Mikhail Granlund gets his spot on line 1 power play 1. They're now out their top 2 Cs. So Granlund stonks go up for now, but we don't know the extent of this McTavish injury. And I also feel like Carlson's due to be back probably right after the Olympics, right? Or even right before. So I wouldn't read too much into this and get too hyped about Granlund, number 1 C on the Ducks.
I think as long as one of McTavish or Carlson is out, Granlund will still keep a decent role. Because I don't know if they have any other like decent centers on this team. Like they're just going through them right now. So I think Granlund's a great like spot start in terms of like if you need depth, if you're in a deeper league and you need somebody that's center eligible, like he can be a guy for you. I think also just Anaheim we thought they were probably a playoff team. Then they were like the worst team in the league for a long time. Now I think they're like not the worst team in the league, but like closer to there than the best team in the league. Yeah. So rest of the season, they're going to be better, but this is why I'm lower on Dostal than I think most.
That's fair. I was just going to say I'm so annoyed because I actually sent like a really solid like buy low offer for Dostal like 2 weeks ago or something. Like when he was like a drop, but for some reason the owner just thinks I'm always trying to swindle everyone. So he's like, "Oh, you're trying to trade for Dostal. He must be about to pop off." And then he did, and I'm like, I didn't know. I hoped. That's why I tried to trade for him, but like, it just makes me look so bad. It's like, anytime you send me an offer, I'm not going to accept because they turned it around immediately.
Did he actually say that to you?
I mean, kind of,
Okay.
not on the Dostal one. No, that one was
Okay.
pretty much just ignored. But on previous ones, it was like it just suspects that I'm always up to something. So
Oh, that's fine. Okay. I thought that's like actually what he said to you. It's like, okay, good indication that Dostal stocks are going up. You know?
Exactly.
I was like, that's a hilarious response.
Yeah. I was right, but I don't get the benefit. Anyways, Luke Hughes is on LTIR with a shoulder injury. Dougie Hamilton is on power play 1 while he's out. If you were insane enough to hold on to Dougie Hamilton all season, like certain people, you are absolutely loving it lately.
Yeah, it's definitely a turnaround story for him. I think like this whole thing with Luke Hughes kind of not being great is totally overblown. And the only reason that it's like that is because he has a big, a lot big shoes to fill. That's for sure. But I feel like, going into Quinn Hughes' third year, he wasn't some elite defenseman the way we think about him, now. And for Luke, this is just more of like an IRL analysis than necessarily fantasy, but like I would say they go hand in hand. It basically Quinn's third year that he had the breakout, so this was supposed to be Luke's year for a breakout, and now he's got this injury. Like it kind of just sucks, to be honest. But I think if the Devils do pick it up, no matter when Luke comes back, they'll just keep going with Dougie on power play 1, unless he gets traded, of course.
Yeah, I think the issue that Luke's been having, and a reason that his perception of him is so bad, is because I think a lot of people feel, well, there's two main reasons. The two main reasons is one, that you have a defenseman in Dougie who's getting paid the amount Dougie is, and all he's good at really, or like the type of defenseman is, he should be a power play 1 quarterback. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is that Luke Hughes held out for a massive contract. He's getting paid more than Jack Hughes is, and people feel like he got given the contract, he got given power play 1 because of his last name, and then he's failing to deliver. If he was just a random no name, like look at Simon Nemec, he had he's like a year or two younger, and he hasn't necessarily like broken out yet, but you don't see anyone upset at him, right? But he didn't get kind of like given the reins before he proved anything. So I think that's kind of like where it kind of stems from, is people are like, okay, you went hardball, you stayed out of training camp to get this big contract, you got given power play 1 ahead of Dougie, who earned it more, so do something with it, and then he didn't.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where it came from, I think.
And the last
but no,
name,
he's definitely gonna like become a really good defenseman IRL, and points wise for fantasy. I don't expect him to be a Batcats guy ever, but still, like he's gonna be good. It's just it was a bit too early, I think, to give him the reins to power play 1. Either that or trade Dougie. But I mean, to be fair, they did try.
They tried to trade Dougie, and then now they're stuck with him because Hughes is hurt. I think Hughes will be like a 85% of like Lane Hudson type of player. I think that's kind of how I see him
Which is pretty
mind.
sick.
Yeah, which is pretty sick, and that's his probably potential. And because we've already seen Hudson do it, right? So we have to give him the benefit of the doubt that he's got more talent, he'll be better. But Hughes is, has the family pedigree as well on his side. So it really sucks for him injury wise. We saw him last year when Dougie was hurt. Like he really like rebelled in the role and took it and ran with it. So maybe we see the opposite of that happened this year, where Dougie just like he's the main guy right now. They have nobody else to rely on offensively, and he just takes it and he runs or skates. And thus far, I mean, it's been what, like he's got like 10 points in 12 games or something like that.
Yeah, I think he's on a 9-game point streak.
Yeah, there you go. So all the holders are rewarded.
I think this has got to be one of the biggest diamond hand situation I've ever seen. The
You
guy
had both
had
diamond hands.
I did. I had Svech and I had Dougie, but like this one was crazy. He had I think 1 point in like 30 games, something like that. Like he went, I think, 19 games without a single point. Like, how do you play the minutes he was playing and not get a random secondary assist on an empty net or something? Like
makes no sense.
It was crazy. But you know what? I held. I won't say it was necessarily the correct move, but I'm being rewarded. So it's all. I think a lot of people picked him up like a week ago or something, and they're like, I can't believe I got this guy for free. So that's pretty cool. All right. Lastly, Frank Nazar returned from injury and is line 2 power play 1. Actually, last I saw, he was line 1 power play 1 on the wing with Bedard. I know the coach said Bedard's just not taking faceoffs for a while, so maybe they wanted another center on there to take the faceoffs. Are you guys interested in Nazar at all rest of the season?
Yeah, I mean, he had a decent start to the year. I'm not particularly interested. I would definitely pick him up in a deep enough league, like let's say if he was available on our waivers, but it's not the type of guy that I want to like trade much for or pay a high price. In real life, I wish that the Habs did not trade that pick and we kept it, and we could have gotten Nazar and not traded for Doc. No offense, Kirby, but stick to Super Mario. So yeah, I mean,
maybe Kirby can get all of Nazar's powers.
That's it.
Now we're talking. We're cooking something here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Would you rather have on your team rest of the season Nazar or Marchment?
Marchment, easy for me.
Face-off league, it actually is debatable. Without, there's no question Marchment.
Okay.
Even in a face-off league, I'm taking Marchment.
Nazar's
I don't
pretty
think it's
solid
that.
with the shots face-off.
I don't think it's that clear cut. Honestly, like I know you're really high on Marchment, Kevin, and I mean we're not like super high on Nazar or anything, but Bedard's been really bad since coming back from injury.
Mm-hmm.
If he turns around and is back to that 1.4 points per game that he was before, and Nazar can stick with him on power play 1 and line 1, I think he can do really well rest of the season. Now that's a lot of ifs, right? You're asking one, if Bedard could turn around and become an insane player that he was earlier, and if Nazar keeps that deployment. So look, I don't think it's very likely, but I think Nazar's ceiling is higher than Marchment's because of that.
I mean, we saw how high his ceiling was earlier this year, right? Like he was arguably the first like must pick up guy, league winning guy type of thing. And we said like, sell as soon as possible because we did not believe in it being sustainable. And it wasn't. We were right. So we can pat ourselves on the back there. But even with that under his belt on the season, he's still at less than 0.6 points per game, which is nothing to write home about, right? Like you can stream way better production than that. Do I think his ceiling is higher? Like, yeah, we obviously saw it, but that entailed, Chicago being so good and Knight being the top 5 goalie in the league and everything that, went around with that. I don't think they're going to be like that rest of the season. So,
yeah, that's fair. All right, should we get to the famous Would You Rathers? I'm sure Jakey already knows what's coming because
Jakey knows everything already,
peeker.
And it's not fun because he keeps peeking and he's a serial peeker.
Yeah.
But
the worst offense a man can make.
Didn't even want to make a beer bet with me for AliExi Protos getting one more power play point
That's
on the rest
crazy.
of the season. Just one.
If you
That's
don't stop hating on Protos, I'm going to announce the Would You Rathers.
I'm asking you to defend your boy, and you're like, nah, but stop hating on him, though.
That's not where he thrives.
Just one. Anyways, all right.
You're not going to ask like a sushi chef to make you a steak.
But I trust him.
Jakey, you went to Japan and you said you had like only steak and didn't eat any sushi.
That's a whole other. Don't bring Protos into that.
Anyways, if Protos was any taller, maybe you'd finally believe in him getting a power play point. But
no, he can't be taller. 6'5". It's impossible. I think he's like 6'6" at this rate. He's probably just still growing.
He keeps growing, yeah. But for all of you guys that are listening for the first time, this is the famous Would You Rather section. You've heard about it everywhere, so you're finally here listening to it. I pick 5 Would You Rathers, 1 of each position: center, left wing, right wing, defenseman, goalie. And I try to split the difference between Jake and Josh, have them pick 2 different players. And this is a good way of, determining how we value these players rest of season, potential trade targets, and how you guys should think about these players moving forward. So with all that being said, let's get into it. I think I made some good decisions choosing some spicy guys right here. I try to differentiate on a week-to-week basis, so try not to repeat the same names. But would you rather rest of season Connor Bedard, who we just talked about, or Marty Necas rest of season?
Wow, that's hype.
Before the injury, Bedard was like a top first-round pick type of guy. We saw Necas even have some, deployment fluctuations. So what do we think rest of season?
All right,
always talking banger leagues as well.
Yeah, I think this really comes down to, do you believe in the Bedard bounce back? Because I think we kind of know where Necas is going to be, right? Which is like really good. He's going to be like 1.15, something like that, 1.2. I think that's a pretty crazy place to be, and
1.24 on the season.
Yeah, so I feel like he's going to end up around there, and I don't really have much questions about where he's going to end up. So I think it's really like Bedard could end up at 1.4, which is what he was doing before the injury. He could end up at, what's he been doing late, like 0.67. So
on the season, Bedard's at 1.23, Nature's at 1.24, basically identical. Bedard's at 0.36 power play point, Nature's at 0.22. Bedard at 3.2 shots, Nature's at 2.4. Then Nature's has the extra hit.
yeah, but obviously, like, that doesn't tell the story, right? Like, Necas is more, I feel like, has been more consistent, whereas Bedard has been, like, insane to garbage.
Mediocre.
But I think I'm going with Bedard. I think that if it was kind of like an unexplained drop in production, then I would have been like, okay, maybe he was just off to a hot start. Like, it's hard to maintain that pace for anyone, right? Even the most elite players. So, he'll average out to still a great season, but it is what it is. But I mean, it's clearly the injury, right? That's the only thing that happened that kind of caused him to slow down. And I feel like this Olympic break is going to be really good for him. I think he probably came back a bit earlier than was best. I think, the guys will come, a lot of these guys will come back when they're like 85%, something like that, right? They're like, I'm good enough to play. I'm not going to be like, he's not taking face-offs, right? He's clearly not at 100%, but he's like, he's good enough to play. But I think an extra like 2-3 weeks, he didn't get chosen for Team Canada. We can debate, whether or not we thought that was the good pick, but I think for his fantasy value, that's only going to benefit him. And yeah, so I think he can be higher than Necas rest of the season, and I'd be willing to bet on it.
Is that who you'd rather have on your team right now if you had to have one on your team for the rest of the season?
I'm more interested in targeting Bedard. Now, maybe it also ties into the fact I think I can get him for cheaper than Necas, so that always helps. But I'd rather have Bedard.
Targeting
I know. I'd rather have Bedard rest of the season than Necas. Final answer.
Jakey?
Like, I want to say that, but Necas just got 9 shots in a game.
I saw that. Yeah,
like,
that's
who
crazy.
does that? And none of those were
Bedard,
goals.
Sometimes.
So you're bound to like have some positive regression there. I mean,
I've been saying that about Dougie all year.
Yeah, actually, I think I gotta go Bedard on this one as well. Obviously, this is super super tight. The one caveat I will say is that if Panarin goes to the Avalanche, which I've heard is a possibility,
that would be nuts.
That would be nuts. I suppose there's still more than enough room for him on power play 1. So it would basically just
he's
be
not gonna be at
Necas.
risk.
Yeah, and you did mention that the power play is worse, but the whole Avalanche power play has been bad, and like there is room for them to get better. If they get better, Necas gets better. The reason I'm going Bedard though is because he can do what very few other players can do as far as the shots points combo. I also agree that the Olympic break is going to be good for him, and I think that what he could just be absurdly dominant, whereas Necas can be amazing, but one small tier below. So yeah, Bedard, but it's so close.
Dang. I'm actually surprised both of you guys went Bedard. I'm gonna go.
You probably
Necas.
thought I was gonna go Bedard and Jakey was gonna go Necas, eh?
Yeah, I did.
I thought so too. But like
Necas was one of Jakey's guys in the offseason. Like,
I know.
It was his boy.
It's just that he was and still is, but there's like, I mean, like if you look at the beginning of the season, even with how good, let's say, Rantanen started off, Bedard, you would have like picked him over Rantanen with the shots and everything. As an example, Jack Hughes, same story. Like these are guys that Jack Eichel, probably same story. Reinhardt, right? So to me, I'm just thinking, I'm like, that's
it's the ceiling.
Yeah, that's what Bedard could do. Whereas Necas, it's like he's a firm second rounder that is super good and steady, but not as good as the other guys who were amazing.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm going Necas. I'm on an island here. To me, it's just we've seen the highs for Bedard.
Island. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I guess I'm just like more of a risk averse manager than both of you guys. Like, yeah, I agree that what we've seen Bedard, the ceiling is really high. I think Necas has a really high ceiling as well. And I'm gonna take the guy that's been like producing the whole season as opposed to the guy that like had, a month and a half stretch of being like super elite and has almost no talent around him to support him as well. So I just think I'd be way more disappointed in myself if I went Bedard and then he delivered 0.8 points per game, and I'm missing out on Necas getting 0.3, 0.4 points more than him. And I just want the guaranteed production that I feel like Necas is, and I can get the extra benefits of the production I'm missing out on elsewhere on my team. So, yeah. And plus the injury, you never know. He's got nobody playing with him. Like, obviously Celebrini's doing it, but Celebrini has a couple guys that are really good or like good. Bedard's just got, Burakovsky and Nick Foligno.
Bertuzzi.
Like, yeah, exactly. So,
Yeah.
all right. Next one. This is my least confident one. Would you
does
rather
that
rest
mean?
of season? I just feel like I won't split the difference here, but
Okay.
I think it's worth a conversation. Would you rather rest of season Zach Hyman or Brandon Hagel?
I mean, okay, you could go ahead. But I'm biased.
I know what
here,
Jake is choosing.
Yeah, to me it's easy, but hey,
Why is it easy?
I mean, look, all right. Should I go off vibes or should I quickly look up their numbers?
You should look it up.
It's
Okay, let me-
easier than the first one. Let's say that. And I think like Hagel is the clear choice here because he's been so good. They're finally giving him a shot at power play 1, which was like the thing holding him back for so long.
They're not
Hyman's-
finally giving him a shot though. Like, Point is hurt.
Still, it used to take like every possible thing for him to maybe get a minute of power play 1 in a game, and it would never even be listed on that. And now it's like, okay, like he's there.
Are you confident that he keeps the spot when Point comes back?
Not
You'd be willing to
100%.
bet like rest of season on it?
I would say that there's a decent chance, but either way, like he's thrived without it. And it's not as if his power play 1 is actually where he's getting the majority of his points in recently, but he's just been on such an absolute tear.
Because to me,
This
Hyman
is,
gets more shots, more hits, more power play points, and then probably going to get like 0.1 to 0.15 less points. And that's if Hagel keeps power play 1.
I mean, Hyman hasn't been hitting in the past month.
yeah.
I'm looking at the stats right now. Hyman's at
I was
0.2
gonna
hits in
say.
the past months, and Hagel's at 0.77. So
Yeah.
I'll take hits out of the equation. Hyman
Sure.
would definitely have the edge in shots, and he'll definitely have the edge in power play points, regardless of Hagel keeping it or not.
Mhm.
He's playing on the Edmonton power play, and it's a lock. So,
Yep.
so he'll have power play points and shots. Hagel's definitely going to get points. I mean, with what Hagel's doing, like there's no way Hyman's finishing with more points.
Mhm.
And so then it's pretty much the question is, how big of a difference it is. Another factor we like to take at this point in the season, this should be in every conversation, is the playoff schedule.
Mhm.
And Hagel gets 2 extra games over Hyman. So it's tough. It really
Weeks
depends.
21 to 23.
Yeah, weeks 21 to 23. I think this entire question hinges on, do you think, I mean, look, I don't think Hagel's keeping power play 1 when Point comes back. I mean, they just, like, who are they going to, like, they should take off Bjorkstrand instead of Hagel, but for some reason, that's how they were running it before. And it's not like Hagel's production hasn't been power play production. Not that he's been hindering it. He's got like the 0.23. He's been solid. But I mean, that's not like where he's showing his value. And the coach has kind of said it again and again. He likes not having Hagel on power play 1 because he'd rather use his ice time in other situations.
Mhm.
So I do think he loses power play 1. He's still going to get more points than Hyman, though. I'm still convinced. Like I see Hagel getting like
What's the gap?
subtract the power play points he's got in the past month, right? He's gotten 0.23 the past month, and over the past month he's at 1.38 points per game. You take that away, leaves him at 1.15. Shave off another 0.05 because he's been really hot. 0.1. He'll end up around 1 to 1.1 points per game.
Mhm.
Hyman should end up around like 0.9, something like that. So
He's on 0.97 on the season.
yeah, I'm pretty confident he would end up around 0.9. So I think it's going to be like a 0.1 to 0.2 points difference, but it could be a 0.2 power play points difference. So, and a 1.2 shots, but Hagel has the 2 extra games. It's super close. I don't think this is a bad one at all.
No, it's not bad.
I'm trying to think, like, usually I like if Hyman had the better playoff schedule, to me, I'd pick Hyman immediately.
Mhm.
But I think with the difference in playoff schedule and just how hot Hagel has been and all that, it's making it really tough for me to go Hyman. So, but the power play points, I love those juicy power play points, so it's really tough.
I'm a power play, so I just think Hyman, come playoff time, like, yeah, it might be 3 games to 4, but just give me that power play first to McDavid that any night get you 2 or 3 power play points.
I believe you disappeared.
Yeah, my camera just up.
I
Second
was like, who's that ghost saying that we should choose Hyman? I don't know.
Yeah,
Honestly,
that's
I'm so split right now. Like,
No, it's it. Look, without the power play, he's still going to get more points. One of the main
yes,
reasons we like power play points is yes, it's a category or it's a boost in fantasy points, but it's like for categories leagues is because it gives you the opportunity to get
double
more
up
points.
on.
That's a huge
Yeah.
part of like I look at power play points 60% or 70% of the reason because like that gives the player the opportunity to get more points.
Yeah,
So to
absolutely.
me, if you already
If
have
he's
a
getting
floor,
points,
yeah, if you already have a floor of being better with points, and
Yeah.
then you add on the power play points as like a potential, which he does currently have, I can't not choose
What about the
Hagel
shots
here.
though? The shots,
The shots
is a
are
big.
it's like 0.8 or
It's like a full shot
0.7,
difference over the
0.8.
past month.
Really? Because
Yeah.
on the season, and look, it could be it's 2.93 to 3.21. So
So close, yeah.
perhaps the last month is a different thing. Last 2 weeks it's 3 to 4. So you're right, it's definitely a shot. I also feel like Hyman's shooting more than he usually does, as opposed to Hagel not
Yeah.
shooting a lot. So I think that what it ends up being is 0.7. But I don't know. I mean, I don't feel extremely strongly about this. It's still close.
Yeah. Look, my instinct, my vibes answer before I looked at the stats was going to be Hyman, but I think after looking at it, I'm actually going Hagel.
Yeah.
Because like I don't think Hagel keeps power play 1, but there's still a chance he does. And the fact is that kind of similar reason with choosing Bedard over Necas, I'm always going to choose the guy with the higher ceiling, and I think Hagel has the higher ceiling than Hyman.
Yeah. By the way, if he didn't have the power play 1 now, I would agree. I would probably just choose Hyman. Like I guess I get why, even though I still think Hagel could be better, but it's like right now, like this is just like a cherry on top of like a bonus, and like he has it. So
yeah.
Plus, no shorthanded points recently, and that's another thing Hagel can do.
Yeah, it's true.
All right. I'm on an
Who do you
island,
choose?
2 for 2. I said I want Hyman.
Okay.
I just think I like the power play points, and I think it's just super valuable for, first of all, points leagues that have extra bonuses for power play points, and then also the category leagues. Like, I just want guys that are exposed to top power plays, because on any given night, you know that they can get you 1 to 2, and just having that consistent exposure. Hyman might have 3 power play points come playoffs, and in 1 week, and Hagel gets 0, and maybe they both get 5 points, but I'll take Hyman's 3 power play points. So, all right, next one. Talking defenseman here. Would you rather rest of season Jakob Chychrun or Matthew Schaefer? I feel like both of these guys were mentioned somewhat recently, but I still think it's worth having a conversation because I think the values are really fluctuating recently.
I mean, Chychrun I know has been bad because I've been like kind of trying to like not put him as a buy low. Well, not trying to not put him. He's always been on my short list the past couple of weeks, but there's just been better ones. So I know that he's been bad. I haven't really been checking out. So I will say
Chychrun's been decent actually, Josh.
Okay, I was about to say that normally you tell me these names and I'm just like on the ball and I know what everyone's been doing. But the last like 2 weeks, I've been depressed fantasy wise, so I just haven't been looking. So I'm kind of getting back into the swing of things. I'm hoping this week will go better for me.
You're playing the worst place team. You should have a better week.
I should, but it hasn't been. Luck has not been going well for me. Yeah, exactly.
Our league is super competitive. It feels like nobody's out of it until the very end.
This is tough. This is a tough one.
I'll start us off. I'm gonna go Chychrun. I think obviously Schaefer's got a higher point ceiling, but the fact is Chychrun has a really nice shots blocks guarantee that I don't think Schaefer's gonna come close to, and also isn't horrible with hitting. The power play is decent, and I don't think their points are going to be really that far off. Like, sure, Schaefer could outscore him points-wise. On the season, though, even that, Chychrun's been better. So I do think I'll have a strong finish. It's going to be volatile for Schaefer, nevertheless. Like, and I'd be happy to have him on my team, but I'm going to take Chychrun here. I like all the back cats, points potential and everything a lot better. And the Pims. Almost 1 Pim a game on the season, so.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Chychrun as well. Looking at the stats, I fully agree. I mean, the shots is a big difference. The blocks is almost a full block difference. The power play points, Chychrun over the past month, 0.36 to Schaefer's 0.14. And now we see I'm messing around with the power play units for the
Also,
Islanders. And
they were missing Horvat for a long time, though. He's their best player.
that's fair, but now like Horvat's back and Barzal's not on that unit for some reason. Like I just think that look, these are both great players, but like Jake said, I'd be happy to have Schaefer on my team. But I think Chychrun also like Washington is definitely a buyer. They're actively seeking another offensive. Like I know I had said that like with the whole Wilson and OV thing, like I didn't know if Panarin would go to Washington, but I'm seeing more and more Washington linked to Panarin. So I think that they're going to make a splash, whether it's Panarin or whether it's someone else. They're going to acquire someone to put at that 5th spot on the power play that they kind of just haven't had someone they're happy with there. And I think it's going to boost that power play even more. So I think Chychrun's going to benefit a lot from that.
Yeah. I do think that Schaefer post-Olympics could have a real, like we talk about it all the time with these rookies, and he's putting on a super impressive rookie season. So I would not be surprised if that really leads him to have a post-Olympics, star campaign finish to the season. And I think the Islanders will be like healthy. I also low-key think the Islanders are buyers. Like it may not be as high stakes as some other teams. We're seeing them trying to poach off Carson Soucy from the Rangers.
Yeah.
So buyers, quote unquote. But yeah. I'm also going Chychrun. My alternative was Chychrun versus Hamilton after Dougie Hamilton after the recent surge in points and
I'll still go
situation.
Chychrun. If someone would give me Chychrun for Hamilton, I would take that in a second.
I think you could absolutely try that right now. Like somebody looks at the game log, it's a lot of points in the Hamilton favor. So
okay,
yeah, worth a shot.
Yeah,
but yeah, Chychrun,
all right.
Chychrun for me.
This next one is super fun for me. I want to listen to you guys duke it out. But we're talking
one of my players in this.
Goalies. Would you rather rest of season Darcy
like Bussi or
Kuemper,
yeah,
or the Bussi? I honestly think it's worth a question with how bad Kuemper has been, and I think how more consistent Bussi has been on a good team too. I think LA has a lot of things to figure out, but we know the ceiling for Darcy Kuemper and it's elite. So, how do you guys feel?
I'll go. Look, we're both gonna say our own guys, right? But like, I think it's more impressive. I think it's more impressive that I'm still willing to say Kuemper after all he's put me through. It's a lot easier to say the guy who's been performing well. Like when he's on your team, he's performing well. You're like, obviously, I would take that guy. So if I'm still saying Kuemper when he's been absolute dog awful, sorry, for months, it's just like. It's the ceiling, right? Like in every time we talk about Kuemper, he was literally Jakey's buy low this past week.
Mm-hmm.
We all kind of see him as like the potential of being a top 5 goalie in the league, right? And Bussi's been unreal, huge pickup, could be like one of the goalie pickups of the year for sure. And I think he's gonna have a really strong finish. I just don't think he has the same ceiling as Kuemper does. I think if you have Bussi, you can pretty easily flip him for Kuemper in most leagues, and I would do that.
All right. Okay, I want to be fair here. And first, I'm just going to go over the buy lows that I had for Kuemper. And I obviously believe that I'm sending these guys for Kuemper, and I'm happy. I want to see if I would do them all for Bussi, okay? Before I give this a proper answer. John Gibson, I'm taking Bussi. Jeremy Swayman, I'm taking Bussi. Joseph Wall, I'm taking Bussi. And Karel Vejmelka, who I think is a fantastic goalie, I'm still taking... I think it's Bussi, but we're just gonna say Bussi. so let me get that out of the way before I give my answer. If Vejmelka, by the way, didn't have the 2-game week in the finals, I think it would be a bit of a different story. But it really is kind of a bummer. In fact, I'm actually I'm in a points league, and I'm like my team's pretty good, and I'm trying to send him for picks next year. And anyway, the guy I'm in a league with wants to get Vejmelka back. It's a whole thing. All this to say, Vejmelka's great. It's just the 2-game week in the finals. That's the only reason he's part of
a lot of goalies get 2 starts in the finals. I don't think that should be a deal breaker.
For a goalie, I don't think the 2-game week's as big of a deal.
Okay, so you've helped me navigate my trade situation in the other league, so thank you for that. Second of all, with this
Bussi has won 14 of his last 17 starts.
Yeah,
that's so nuts.
Yeah, there's nothing like Bussi.
Brandon Bussi, that is, of the Carolina Hurricanes.
Bussi. Yeah, because of his alliteration.
Yes.
Yeah.
BB.
I guess I want to be very objective here and probably say that if you offered me Kuemper for Bussi, it would be very hard to accept. Honestly, it would. I think that I would need like the plus and then like have it be a bit better. But if right now, let's say we're both on waivers, who am I picking up for the rest of the season? I'm gonna pick Kuemper. So
How
it's
does it
one
make
of
any
those.
sense?
It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. I'm acknowledging that it makes no sense. But I think you're starting your team from scratch right now, rest of the season, and you can pick one or the other. Like you got to go with the reliability of Kuemper. But if I have Bussi, I'm not accepting Kuemper because of how good Bussi's been and how bad Kemper's been comparatively. See what
I
I'm
just
saying?
think that I just think we see this throughout the year so many times, like not just goalies, players, right? Like where I think I went on a bit of a tangent on our last buy low sell high or something like that, where I was saying, time and time again, we've seen these guys who are like high drafted or high expected going into the season go on low stretches, and for the most part, they right the ship eventually and go back to where they should have been. And then we see all these guys performing like crazy who got picked up off waivers and
Yeah.
eventually, like look at Jesper Wallstead, look at Yaroslav Askarov, right? Like these were guys who were in the exact same situation as Bussi, or if not better, And
They were
I think
better.
Bussi's been
You're
doing it for
right.
longer though,
That's what I
Bussi's
was
been
gonna
doing
say.
it for longer
2
for
months.
sure.
and he's on a
but,
better
like,
team.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
with
on a better
Minnesota, it's
team.
arguable, but
I mean, yeah. Look, all I'm saying is I'm going with the reliability, even though he's been wayward. Like to me, this is just a classic buy low, sell high. Like it's just look. I don't think Bussi's going to be bad rest of the season. I think he's going to be like solid. I just think Kuemper has it in him to be a top 5 goalie.
are you worried
Yeah,
about
and
LA though? Just like in their terms of like their quality and winning games, like we haven't seen LA be quote unquote this bad for this long in a long time. So
I mean,
they need a
I
wake up
just
call somehow.
I just don't see how they could accept missing the playoffs. I don't think they could just like be like, all right, well, this is we're not doing it. Like, let's sell whatever. I think they have to make a push. I think like they keep saying they're not going to fire the coach, but like if they keep losing, like I don't see how they don't fire him. And I think that would be a huge boost because I think he's been absolutely terrible. Honestly, I think he's
Dog
been a terrible
awful.
coach.
it's dog
Yeah, he's
awful.
been dog
you.
awful. Yeah. So look, I'm not gonna use the fact that I've been like I didn't held on to guys way too long and it worked out. But I'm going to use that. Look at Svechnikov. Look at Hamilton. Like when guys are supposed to be good, like, they can go through rough stretches, but for the most part, they turn it around. That's how I find it, at least, unless there's a specific reason why they're being bad. Like with Svech, it was the deployment, but you knew that wasn't going to last, right? Hamilton, it was also the deployment. You knew that was going to last. LA, I mean, with Kuemper, first there was the injuries, right? He kept going on hot stretches, getting injured, and then being bad when he comes back. And then he ramps it up, goes on a hot stretch, get injured again, right? So assuming he doesn't get injured again, which is, again, is a big assumption, like I'm expecting a hot stretch coming up. And all you need is for it to last until the end of the season, which is pretty short. Also, who knows how Olympics is going to affect him, right? Like, is he even going to play? I don't know, but just being there, I think, is a good environment. I don't know. To me, it's like I'm taking the buy low over the sell high every time. Anytime I have a guy performing like Bussi, I'm sending out nonstop offers for guys exactly like Kuemper.
Yeah, but do you agree that you're only like just put yourself in my shoes? Like you have Bussi, and then you're trying to trade for Kuemper. Would you do that 1-for-1, or would you accept only Kuemper plus? Because you're not doing that. But Kevin would just reference people like talking in the Discord about like potentially dropping Kuemper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if that's like on someone's radar, I mean, assuming Bussi's owned in that league, right?
My initial offer would be for Kuemper plus. And then if they talked me down to like 1-for-1, I'd seriously consider it. But like I kind of get what you're saying though. Like I don't think it doesn't make sense. Like I'd rather have Kuemper rest the season and like with the free agent thing, like you pick up Kuemper. But like when you have a Bussi on your team who's performing well, like you don't feel like you have to take the risk, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I get why you wouldn't make the trade. Like goalie's just a weird situation. Like I find like
A lot of context.
there's a lot of context. It's also kind of like you said with like him versus like Askarov and Wallstead. Like he has been doing it for longer. He is the clear starter on a better team. So there's reasons why he's in a bit of a different situation than those guys. But so like I'm a bit less scared of him just completely turning into a flop like those other guys. I just think you got to go with the level of reliability like difference. You're going for a guy who's literally never been heard of before this season versus a guy who's like been a top 5 goalie like multiple times in the past. Like that's kind of where I'm at. Like what about Hellebuck? Would you do Bussi for Hellebuck?
I feel like I like Kuemper more than Hellebuck rest of the season.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So like I think I like Kuemper more than Hellebuyck, but like it's like that kind of like name value thing there too, right? So
I'm
I
taking
don't know.
Hellebuyck first of all.
That same like
Yeah.
so
You're
that's
taking
kind of what I mean.
Hellebuyck over
Over
Bussi?
Kuemper, over Bussi.
Over Kuemper?
Yeah.
I feel more confident in Kuemper. Truly.
How? Why?
Because
Hellebuyck was the first overall goalie for a reason, right? Kuemper was obviously good, but he's not first overall goalie. And
I think
Hellebuyck was
LA's
awful. Winnipeg was awful, but like LA has been awful too. So it's like both are awful. One was
Yeah.
drafted higher. Why
But
is
LA's still in the
European
playoff
number one?
picture.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Winnipeg makes the playoffs, and I think LA does.
Do you think they're gonna try?
I mean, they weren't in my divisional rankings as a lock for the playoffs, so they probably won't try.
Don't even brag.
Okay, anyways, long story short, I think I'm going Kuemper, Jakey's going Bussi. Kevin, who are you going with?
I'm going Kuemper rest of season, but I wouldn't fault anybody for going Bussi. Honestly, like the body of work is there. Like it's been 2 months that he's doing what he's doing, if not longer. And I think he's on a great team. I think he's very safe. And I think for goalies, if you can get a safe option, honestly, that's better than a lot of goalies out there. So
Yeah, for sure. Like I've
Yeah.
not been enjoying owning Kuemper, so
No.
it's strange of me to say I would choose him over a guy who's been doing that well, but I just
Yeah.
feel like you got to go with the name in certain times.
ending the Would You Rathers, we're talking about the center position. Would you rather rest of season
What's going on
Bo
with your mic?
Horvat
Your
or
mic and
Sam
camera.
Bennett rest of
Sorry.
season?
So I completely missed that.
Yo,
guys-
what's
you guys
happening with your camera? I don't understand.
I don't know. You
This
guys
is
completely
different.
jinxed my camera early on, and the platform we use does not let me alter my camera once it goes down. So even though it's fixable, I'd have to like close everything and restart. We're not doing that, okay? So you guys are dealing with no face Kev for one more time. Do
I
I
just
have to
know he's
repeat this
shaking that
last Would
booty
You
right
Rather?
now. I heard Horvat. I didn't hear the second name.
All right, Bo Horvat or Sam Bennett rest of season.
Wow, spicy, very spicy.
I bring the
It is
spice.
spicy.
Yeah,
You can't
even
see
though
it, but
this,
I'm holding up some spice.
even though Horvat's not on my team, this feels similar to the other one, where it's like
I
a
know.
guy on my team versus a guy on Jakey's team. That's how he splits the difference. He's like, oh, I'll just get them both to choose their guy, and then and that's it, easy peasy.
No, it doesn't always go that way.
Okay, I mean, let's think about it by category. I think Horvat gets more points than Bennett rest of the season. I think Horvat gets more shots. I think Horvat gets more face-off wins. I think Bennett gets more hits. Bennett gets more PIMs. And power play points, probably Bennett. So it's kind of like a split. And it's a cop-out to say in face-off wins league this guy and non-face-off wins league this guy. So which one are we assuming for
Non-face-off wins league.
Non-face-off wins league. Okay, of course, the harder one. Okay, so taking out the face-off wins, am I going for the points shots guy or the PIMs hits power play points guy?
I also think you're giving Bennett a lot of credit for his power play. Like I think there's a world where
Yeah.
he's not on power play one.
Yeah, I mean,
Especially
it
if they
really
trade for
depends on
somebody.
if I was gonna say it really depends on if the Panthers acquire someone because I don't think as the team stands right now that he's getting bumped. But if they go out and shop for a center or something, then it can happen. I think I got to go. I'm gonna go Horvat. Look, there might be some bias / vibes going on. I
He's not on
only
your team.
have
You have no bias.
I mean, I have a ton of bias. I only have good memories of Horvat. I drafted him super late. He absolutely killed it for me. Then I traded him for Kucherov, and then and so you
Good
know.
times.
It's only been fun. So I'm going Horvat, but Jakey, feel free to tell me why I'm wrong.
So first of all, Sam Bennett definitely looks like a young Walter White.
Okay, you're right. No, you have me.
Without the man.
change my answer.
Like I'm watching Breaking Bad right now, and I never put the pieces together until I was comparing the two players and looking at the difference, and I'm like, all right, well, I just want to say, so that's 0.1 in Sam Bennett's favor.
True.
Second of all, don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby, that he's losing power play one, Kevin. And
Kevin's trying to put that on all your guys. He's like,
just saying,
Hagel,
seriously.
losing power play one. Bennett losing power play one. Protus not on your team, not even gonna get a power play point. You know?
Yeah. That's exactly what's happening. You've literally been banished to the depths of hell.
And I'm still
all
here.
this. You're like the
He's just trying to
Balrog
crawl-
from Lord of the
yeah.
Rings.
Yeah,
Last
Jakey,
week-
you're like Gandalf. He's trying to pull you down with him.
Yeah.
last week I started my vendetta against Matthew Olivier again, and then look what happens. He can't even get
Oh
on
my
the
God.
ice.
Crazy.
The game gets
it.
postponed. They don't want the smoke.
And I'm Pippin. just to finish off where we all
Really funny.
Also, just I don't know if when was this in the off season or last season? You remember that man that got caught blowing smoke in the bathroom? Oh, hey, smoke.
Yeah.
That was last season.
Classic gold. Sorry. I just
Oh
had
my
to
God.
put that there again. I wish my camera was on.
So we could see smoke.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go Bennett here. I'm gonna go Bennett here because I don't think he's losing the power play one. I don't think they're necessarily gonna trade for a center, and they'll probably want him to keep that center spot on the power play. I suppose Reinhardt could play there, but I still think they like it. To Chuck coming back, we said it before, but I think it elevates Bennett's floor so that even though he was playing out of his mind and he certainly has slowed down, I would say he's playing, close to his floor now, which is a lot higher than it was basically to start the season. Starting the season, he was bad, but now he's like at, a point per game. I'd say his floor is 0.85, whereas before it was like 0.6. Horvat, on the other hand, is playing on an Islanders team that I think has been overperforming all year. I don't think that they're a shoo-in to make the playoffs by any means, even though they're in the playoff picture now. Sure, if they get Carson Soucy, maybe things change and they become an absolute wagon.
I think you can pencil that in.
The missing piece.
Exactly.
The Seuss.
Exactly. And really what makes Horvat truly elite is the face-off wins. He's still very good otherwise, but that also makes him super good in a league like ours with face-offs. Otherwise, I think you're just getting better production from Bennett in the other categories. Except for shots, but I'd still rather take what Bennett brings to the table.
All right, Kevin, who you got?
Splitting the difference, I'm going Horvat here.
Yes.
I think
I've been on the winning side of every single one.
You shall not pass judgment anymore, okay? I'm sick of this.
Hopefully my camera comes back for next episode. But I think the Islanders have a strong finish to the year. I think we saw how talismanic Horvat is for this team. It's been a while since we've thrown out the talismanic word, but he deserves it, to be honest.
He does deserve it.
I think his shots are incredible. I think his points are great. I think he has a lot going for him. He's an exceptional player, and I think the power play will. What?
I don't know. You're just saying all the good things about Horvat, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah.
and I do really like Sam Bennett as well. I think for Bangers Leagues, he's one of the few studs out there. But I think that Horvat has a safe way of getting more points, and he might get less power play points, but I don't think it's out of the question for the Bennett's power play points to slow down, and that's why I'm confident that I want Horvat on my team rest of the season.
So you think...
I also think what Horvat's good at is like I can stream what Bennett is, what I'm missing there. Like the hits and the pims, I can stream by picking up like a Ben Sherrod or something. You know what I mean? Whereas it's harder to make up for the difference in that kind of position swap in a 2-for-2 if I'm talking like center and defenseman type of thing.
So you think that Bennett's elite production recently has just been like a long, like a like a con?
No, I'm not saying it's a con, but I'm also realistic that I don't think he's going to average over a point per game rest of the season.
To me, the only con that Bennett is bringing to the table is the Conn Smythe. Thank you to everybody for
That was
so
so
horrible. I wish my camera was on. You could see the look of disgust on my face.
I think you're smiling and you realize how clever that was.
Oh, that was great.
Should we wrap it up?
Yeah, we should.
We definitely should.
Okay. Thank you to everybody for listening to our Week 17 News and Updates episode and a very eventful Would You Rathers. If you enjoyed the show, give this video a like on YouTube and subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, including iHeartRadio and Daily Motion.
Yeah.
Just felt like I have to mention it. All the socials are in the podcast description. And don't forget to join the Discord community. Click the link, make a username. You're in. You can tell us how funny we are. and how pretty Kevin
not.
looked to close out the episode.
Kevin, you never looked better.
Thanks. I really love what I've been doing with my hair.
Yeah.
You got like a really nice haircut going on. It's a shame that
I got a haircut. Yes, thank you.
you don't like the haircut.
How dare you, Jakey?
Yeah,
we
on
we
my
could
best
revisit
day,
Kevin's
really.
haircut next episode when his camera's hopefully working. All right, Ernie, take it away.
Bow, Banker Management Fantasy Hockey Podcast. Woo!
Woo!
Who said that?